What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mike's Movie Room, and as you can see, we have a different change in scenery because we're doing a different kind of video today. We are going to be doing a tier list ranking of the Friday the 13th franchise. Haven't done a tier list ranking video yet, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. Drop a comment below and let me know how you guys like this video and what franchise you want to see me do a tier list ranking of next. So we got 12 movies to rank, and that is including the remake and Freddy vs. Jason. So for our tier list rankings, we have Best, Close Second, Good Time, Doomed, and Dead Fuck. But alright guys, these movies are just in a random order, so we're going to start off with the first one. So Freddy vs. Jason, that's a little difficult because it would be ranked differently depending what franchise I would be ranking. If this was Nightmare on Elm Street, it would probably be a little bit higher. This is more of a Freddy Krueger movie in my opinion, but I'm one of the people that actually really enjoy Freddy vs. Jason. I know it has its issues, mainly it's Jason himself. I don't know why they didn't get Kane Hodder to come back, but the dude that plays Jason, Ken Kersinger, hope I'm saying his name right, he's just like a walking zombie. There's like no personality to Jason. So honestly, Freddy vs. Jason, I'm going to put in Good Time. I almost want to put it in close second because I actually really enjoy it. But for a Friday the 13th movie, this isn't one I necessarily put on. If I'm doing like a Nightmare on Elm Street marathon, I'm more inclined to put on Freddy vs. Jason once I reach the end of the movies I want to watch in the Nightmare franchise. If I'm doing a Friday the 13th marathon, Freddy vs. Jason doesn't really come to mind that much. So that's why I put it in Good Time. I really enjoy this movie, so sticking with Good Time. Oh man, up next, Friday the 13th remake, man. This might piss some people off, but I'm going to put it up in Best. I've heard a lot of hate from this movie, and I never understood why. It's one of my favorite horror remakes, man. It's right up there with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which if you didn't know, it's directed by the same fucking guy, Marcus Nispel. It's a great Friday the 13th movie. I love how they mashed pretty much the first 4 movies together. I think a lot of people kind of forget about this movie, maybe because the intro, the first 20-30 minutes of this movie is fucking awesome before the title sequence. And that's really hard to follow up to, but it's still an awesome movie, man. People complain about Jason running. Dude, he runs in the first 4 fucking movies, so I don't know what people are complaining about. I thought it was kind of cool where they explained how he kind of pops up so fast and made it less supernatural, where he's kind of using the tunnels. I really don't get the hate with this movie. I really wish that they had a fucking sequel to it because it would have been awesome. I mean, Derek Mears playing Jason, he was awesome. He's one of my favorite Jasons. He's brutal in this movie. The Carnage Candy's fucking gangster in this movie. It's got everything a Friday the 13th fan would want, so I don't understand why this movie gets so much hate. Every time I'm in a mood for a Friday the 13th marathon, this movie is definitely on the list. It's one of my favorites, man. Honestly, it's a super underrated Friday the 13th movie. So yeah, I love this movie. It's definitely one of my favorite Friday the 13th. That's why it's up in the best column. Comment down below if you guys agree with me. And if you guys don't, comment down below and start the hate. Alrighty guys, next up, Friday the 13th Part 2. Alright, I'm going to put this right up in close second. So I really enjoy Friday the 13th Part 2. I know a lot of people say it's pretty much the same thing as Part 1, but I actually prefer Part 2 over Part 1. I enjoy it more. I like the characters more. I mean, Part 1 is iconic. We wouldn't have Friday the 13th franchise without it. And Tom Savini's gore effects are obviously fantastic, but if I'm going to watch a Friday the 13th movie, it's going to be, if I had to choose between Part 1 and Part 2 to watch, I'd definitely be choosing Part 2. I just like it more. I think it has a more creepy aesthetic to it. I think the kills are a little bit more gnarly. I have more fun with Part 2 than I do with Part 1. Might get a lot of hate for this video, I don't know, but let's move on. Friday the 13th Part 3, I don't even have to think about this one. I'm putting this in Good Time. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this as well. I really enjoy certain parts of Friday the 13th Part 3. I enjoy the opening, and I enjoy the third act, the ending. Everything in between, it's just kind of slow with the bikers and keep going back to the barn. It's just really slow in certain parts. I mean, the kills are cool, like when the dude's doing the handstand and he gets cut in half. That's awesome. I know a lot of people don't really like the 3D gimmick effect, but I think it's pretty cool, especially if you have the Blu-ray 3D version where you can actually watch it on a 3D TV. Those effects are pretty cool and they still stand up. I don't really care that much for the immersive 3D. I kind of like the gimmicky stuff where stuff pops out at you. That's the point, 3D popping out. I mean, the immersive stuff is cool, but in a horror movie, it's pretty cool to have shit popping out at you. So I enjoy Part 3. Obviously, this is where he gets his iconic mask from Shelley. And I enjoy watching this movie. That's why it's in Good Time, but it's not one if I had to choose a Friday the 13th movie, it would not be the first one on my list to choose. And that brings us right into part 4, wasting no time, we're putting that up in best. This is probably my favorite Friday the 13th movie. I think this is almost every fan's favorite Friday the 13th movie, and if they actually ended it here like they were planning to, it would have been a fantastic ending, man. I mean, just Tommy Jarvis, it's so cool seeing him take on Jason, especially at the end, him just fucking going all out, cutting the dude's head completely, almost split down the middle, and then just hacking away at him. The kills in this movie are gnarly, some good carnage candy. I really enjoy the characters in this movie. These are probably my favorite set of characters alongside part 2, the remake, and obviously part 6, which we haven't gotten to yet. Ted White's portrayal as Jason is definitely one of my favorites. He's just a mean, gnarly Jason in this. This is like, I know they say part 6 is zombie Jason, but yo, he got an axe in the head in part 3 and went to the morgue and then kind of like woke up. So he's pretty zombified in this. His face looks like it's almost like rotting slowly. His fingers are all disgusting and gnarly looking. Just the atmosphere alone in this movie, how they kind of keep Jason in the shadows. In the first 3 movies, well, I mean, Jason's not in the first one, but in part 2 and part 3, he's kind of in the daylight for the most part. I mean, it's mainly POV till the end. That's kind of how most of the Friday the 13th movies are, from 1 to 4. 1 to 5, actually. But yeah, how they utilize Jason in this movie is pretty good. He's the creepiest. This would definitely be the first Friday the 13th movie I showed someone who has never seen any of the movies. Actually, either this one or the remake, depending on which they want to see. But it's an awesome movie, and in my opinion, you can definitely tell that this was going to be the final chapter because they went all out with it, man, and it was awesome. Tom Savini came back to kill off his character. It would have been a fantastic end, but as you know, made a bunch of money. The show must go on. Which leads us into our next one, Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Oh boy. I'm putting this into Doomed. I know a lot of people enjoy this movie. I've never been one of them. I understand some people don't like this movie because it's not Jason, it's Roy, but you don't find that out until the end. It's pretty much Jason, just with a different hockey mask with blue streaks until you find out it's not him, but I just never really enjoyed this movie. I mean, I know some people enjoy it. It's like a guilty pleasure, so bad it's good. The acting is over the top. It's just a weird movie. I get it has the most amount of kills, I'm pretty sure, in the Friday the 13th franchise, but there are just a lot of throwaway kills. The gore is not really there because I'm pretty sure this is when the MPAA started coming in and being like, hey, no. So yeah, you get a lot of kills, but they're honestly not memorable. There's not really a lot of gore in this movie too much. It's kind of like a lot of cutaway kills, and characters aren't really that memorable, to be honest. I know some people have fun with this movie. I was going to put it in dead fuck. I mean, I can still watch this movie every once in a while, but it's just not a good movie, man. Like, do your research on this. The director, directed softcore porn films, and this movie's just... this movie's out there. It's definitely a wild movie. It's interesting to see. I get that they're trying to do a new take and keep Jason completely dead, and they realize they fucked up, and I'm glad they had a course correction with the next movie that we're going to talk about. So, let's get into it. All right, Part 6, Jason Lives. I'm throwing that right up into best. I love this movie too, man. This is right when they realized, hey, let's not take this so serious and let's be a little bit more self-aware. This movie blends the horror and comedy perfectly. Like, I have a great time with this movie. I love CJ Graham as Jason. He's one of my favorite portrayals as Jason, probably right behind Ted White, to be completely honest. And I got to meet CJ Graham almost half a year ago now. He's a super cool dude, super down to earth. But yeah, I love this movie. It has some great kills. Just him ripping off that dude's arm with the machete during the paintball scene is fucking awesome. I love the characters in this movie. I love that they brought back Tommy Jarvis and made him more like he was in Part 4. I didn't really like the portrayal of him in Part 5 at all. I love this movie. The beginning is so awesome when he kind of had the Frankenstein revival with the electricity and him kind of becoming the zombie Jason that everybody knows. The slow walking. He doesn't run at all in this movie. His outfit is a little weird looking, but with the whole utility belt and like the gloves and stuff, but I really enjoy this movie. Great kills, great cast, it's super funny. I really enjoy this movie. My girlfriend hates the Friday the 13th movies, and she actually has a pretty good time with Jason Lives. So it's an awesome movie, and it's probably the last best one in my opinion. This is when Friday the 13th was at its high, man. It had like 2 highs in my opinion. That's part 4 and part 6. And it would have been awesome if they kept up with that pace with part 6, but unfortunately they did not, and we're getting into that next. Oh boy, all right. We're going on to part 7, A New Blood, and I'm putting that down in Doomed, okay? I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I understand this is the first movie to have Kane Hodder as Jason, and he's not the problem. I have the same problem with this movie that I have with part 5. The kills are absolutely just slaughtered, no pun intended, man. The MPAA just fucking chopped this movie up. There's just no kills at all in this movie. I mean, they're cutaway. If this movie came out today, it would probably be close to a PG-13. Now, if you go on YouTube and look at like the uncut kills, dude, this movie would have been fucking awesome, but it's just boring to get through. It's a drag because of all the fucking shit that was taken out of it. Jason looks cool in this movie. I know they call it Jason versus Carrie because the girl has telekinetic powers, and that's like a little hokey. I mean, it started going downhill. Felt like they were starting to run out of ideas with that, but this movie could have gone up a notch or two higher if the kills would have just been intact, because, I mean, you go to see a Friday the 13th movie to see Jason off a bunch of people, man. It sucks really bad when you know that there is footage out there. It probably can't be saved and restored anymore, but it really sucks that we could have had a pretty good Friday the 13th film where it probably would have been up in good time or close second. But the one we have today, it's going down in Doomed, because this is not one I ever really want to put on. When I do get excited for this movie because I remember the cool parts and then I put it on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I didn't enjoy this movie, because it's like ripped to shreds. It's like watching a Friday the 13th movie on regular television. The fuck is the point of that? Maybe one day we'll get an uncut version like we did with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5. Hopefully. Keep our fingers crossed, but I really don't know if that'll ever happen. If it does, we'll do another tier list ranking and it might go up. We'll see. Alright, I have nothing to say about Jason Takes Manhattan. This thing is going directly to the bottom. Dead fuck. Absolute trash. When your movie is called Jason Takes Manhattan, and he's on the poster, tearing through the I Heart New York, or the other famous poster where his hockey mask is looking over New York City, we expect to see Jason take Manhattan. We don't expect to see Jason take a fucking 1-star cruise ship from a lake somehow to New York City. This movie is trash. Dude, Kane Hodder, he does good at Jason, but he got the shit end of the stick because he's in some shitty Friday the 13th movies, let me tell you. It's weird how he's all slimy and shit. It's weird how, I don't know, the fucking sewer water at the end turns him back into a kid and then he just dissolves and shit. I don't know. This is a weird movie. The kills, I barely even remember them other than the dude getting his head knocked off. That was pretty funny, but this movie is just hard to get through, man. The characters are trash. Jason, honestly, isn't even that memorable in this movie. Like I said, I only remember the head getting knocked off. Then I remember him taking his mask off and scaring those thugs that were trying to give him a hard time. I think I watched this movie maybe 4 months ago, doing a Friday the 13th marathon, and I check out with this movie. I get no fun with it. I get some people can have some entertainment with it, maybe, but I do not. So I know this movie technically was supposed to be filmed mainly in New York with Jason, but I guess they had budget cuts and shit, and they had to limit it to being on a fucking tiny little boat. It's not even a cruise ship. It's a tiny little boat. And in the last 15-20 minutes, he's in New York for a little bit. It's a shitty movie. It's absolutely horrible. I do not enjoy it, and that's why it's down in the bottom. All right, guys, Jason Goes to Hell. I'm putting it down at the bottom as well. You know what? I'm moving it up to Doomed, all right? Jason Goes to Hell, I never enjoyed this movie, but the more I watch it, which is not often, I get a little bit of entertainment out of it. It's wacky, it's out of there, but if you have the uncut version, the gore in this movie is pretty damn gnarly. I actually enjoy how Jason looks in this movie, even though you only see him for fucking 10 minutes, like 5 minutes in the beginning and 5 minutes at the end. I know people don't really like how he looks in this movie, but I thought he looked cool. He was like bloated and swollen. You could see like his like bones in certain parts of his body, and his like head was morphing around the mask. I thought it was a pretty cool look. It just kind of sucks we didn't get Jason in it at all. I mean, if you've never seen this movie, Jason gets blown up by the police in the first 5 minutes of this movie. They like set him up. In the middle of an autopsy, the coroner decides to eat Jason's heart because he wants his power, and this worm slug thing that gives Jason his power possesses people's bodies, so Jason kind of body hops, and when he walks past a mirror, you'll see Jason, which is kind of cool, but this movie is just wild. It's out there. It like ties in with Evil Dead randomly. Like, this is a crazy movie, but the kills are cool to watch, and I can watch this over Jason Goes to Manhattan, to be completely honest, because I'd rather watch like some pretty crazy, gnarly kills and just get like a laugh out of how crazy left field this movie went compared to shitty ass Jason on a tugboat. So drop a comment below and let me know if you agree with me there, if I should have dropped it down to dead fuck, but that's that. All right, guys, Jason X. Now I'm deciding whether or not to put this in good time or a close second, because believe it or not, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I have a lot of enjoyment with Jason X, man. I enjoyed it a lot when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite movies. And even now, going through and watching them all, it's a breath of fresh air when we get to this. It's completely self-aware. It knows what it's doing, or at least in my opinion, they knew what the hell that they were doing. Jason has a cool look in this movie until he gets to Uber Jason. I didn't really like that, to be completely honest. He looks like a fucking Power Rangers villain or some shit, but the kills in this movie are pretty fucking gnarly, man. When he dumps the girl's head in the liquid nitrogen and takes it out and smashes it on the table, that's awesome practical effects. That dude falling on that corkscrew thing and kind of spinning down, that was pretty sick. There's some cool kills in this movie. It's just a fun time. Is it a scary Friday the 13th movie? Absolutely not. Is it a great quality movie? Absolutely not, but it's a fun time, especially when you've been watching all of them back to back and then you get to Jason X. It's fun. It's just like part 6 in my opinion. It's not as well made, but it knows what it's doing. It's self-aware. It's a good time, and it's one that I don't really get that bored with. So honestly, I'm going to put Jason X up in close second. I'm going to lose some subscribers for that, but that's where it goes for me. I mean, Jason X is just one of those weird, wacky movies. Jason Goes to Space. I mean, it shouldn't have worked. It didn't really work, but it was pretty funny. And it's actually really interesting if you go watch some documentaries. They wanted to do a lot more different things with this movie, and then the budget just kept getting slashed and slashed and slashed, which really sucks. So it would have been cool to see what their original vision was, but what we got, I actually really enjoy it, and it's a good time. Hate away in the comments, guys. Last but not least is the original Friday the 13th, and I'm going to put that right up in good time. It's not a bad movie. It's a movie that started the franchise, to be completely honest. If there was no Friday the 13th, we would have no Jason. As you guys know, Jason's not in it until the end, where he pops up out of the water for the jump scare. They never intended for Jason to turn into the iconic horror icon that he is. They were just kind of having a jump scare at the end, but Friday the 13th Part 2 came around and they decided to make Jason the main character. But other than that, this is a decent movie. It's not bad. You can definitely tell it's kind of like a B-horror movie. They literally said, Sean S. Cunningham is on the record saying that they just kind of wanted to rip off Halloween and make their own slasher movie, and you could kind of see it for sure. The kills were cool. That's what kind of made it stand out from Halloween, because, I mean, Tom Savini's gore effects were pretty fucking good, man. When the dude was pinned to the door with the arrow in his eye, that's pretty good. Even Annie's death at the beginning of the movie in the woods. There's some pretty decent kills in this movie. I just don't really get into the characters that much. Like if I want to watch a Friday the 13th movie and actually enjoy the characters and all that shit, I'm definitely going for, like I said, Part 6, Part 4, or the remake. You know, other than seeing Kevin Bacon in his first movie, I'm pretty sure it was his first movie. It's alright, but the characters are kind of forgettable. It's tried to do a whodunit, because you don't know who the killer is, but you're not introduced to Pamela Voorhees until the very end of the movie. So there's no way for anybody to figure out who done it, because you never meet her before. It would be different if, let's say, the camp counselors are getting the camp ready and she's there as the cook, because she used to be the cook, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that would have been more interesting if you see her a couple times, you know, but you don't see that. You don't see her till the end, so it's really like you'll never figure that out. They try to do it a little bit better in Part 5, where you see Roy one time as the paramedic, but you would have never guessed that. So every single time in this fucking franchise they try and do a whodunit, doesn't really work. Yeah, Friday the 13th Part 1, it's not a bad movie, but it's definitely not my favorite. If I'm putting Friday the 13th movies on, this one would probably be on and kind of be like a background movie if I'm having to get stuff done. It's not one I'm going to be sitting down and watching attentively, unless I'm doing like a fucking review series, unless I'm doing a review for it or like a ranking or some shit like that. But let's be honest, everybody's going to see Friday the 13th to see Jason, so that's why Part 5 ain't really do too good, and that's why Jason Goes to Hell ain't really do too good, so yeah, guys, that's where I put it. But yeah, that's the last movie. I don't know if this is going to be a controversial list or not. I'll see you once I post it. Drop a comment below and let me know what you guys think, if you guys agree with my ranking. And if any of you guys do a video doing a tier list ranking, I'd definitely love to see it. So just drop a link down in the comment section and I'll definitely check it out. I appreciate you guys for watching. This was a pretty fun video to make. So if you guys want to see me do any other franchise tier list rankings or just tier list rankings in general, drop a comment down below and let me know. I think once Scream 7 comes out, I'm going to do some type of tier list ranking, either the movies or the killer reveals, something like that. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas to throw out at me, definitely drop a comment below and let me know. I really appreciate everybody who's been supporting my channel and just watching my videos in general. If you guys could be so kind to throw a like and subscribe my way, that'd be super dope. And if not, just appreciate you guys for watching the videos in general. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, Mike's Movie Room, I'm out of here. Peace.